Right, we are doing a live stream test on Mirrorless Action in Virtual Pool 4. Just checking the audio and also the playback quality in the live stream as well. It looks pretty good at the moment. Good morning, Bill. I'm just doing a live stream test at the moment with a different piece of software. I'm beginning to, I have to eliminate that it isn't my XSplit Gamecaster software that's causing a problem, so I've decided I'm going to use Mirrorless Action today. It probably isn't that, but I'm going to use different live streaming software. I've had Mirrorless Action for a long while. I've kept away from it for a while, but I'm going to use it today. So hopefully the game audio is good. The mic audio I've actually turned up slightly in the software, so that the mic should be loud and clear. It doesn't make any difference to the playback turnaround that you get from me watching it live to you seeing it in the stream. I'm looking at it right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's actually about a 10-second delay at the moment on YouTube. It's actually slow today. It's about 10 seconds behind, but it's certainly, looking at it on my phone, it looks good. So it does. And I just want to run this for a little while to see, and I'm going to be pressing buttons and stuff. Every time it seems weird, but when for some reason I'm hitting the left control button to do something, or the left control button to maybe tab to something and do something, and the PC's restarting. And I can't think what it is. It must be, there's got to be something weird that's doing it. Something I'm not skilled enough to work out for myself. I don't know whether this software, because this software is up to date, Mirrorless Action is up to date. The XSplit Gamecaster software that I was using, it isn't, because it's now old, because it's now not supported anymore. And the version that I was using was old, from when they eventually sold out and decided to make it a free piece of software, and nobody was buying into it at all. So I can never update that XSplit Gamecaster. This software, Mirrorless Action, you buy the software and it gets regularly updated. You don't have to renew anything every year. Once you bought it for life. And it had a recent update, and the last update it had was in February. There's updates every couple of months usually, where there's maybe bug fixes, or they'll add maybe another compatibility feature or something to it. But I'm looking at how smooth the live stream is, and again, obviously it's on my phone, it's small looking, but I can see that the balls are all running smooth, everything's looking good. I've still got the Twitch viewer counter on there, but there will be no Twitch viewers, I can assure you of that. We've got the Virtual 9-Ball World Championship final happening later today, 6 PM British Summer Time, that's 1 PM Eastern, probably at noon Central or Mountain Time or whatever, and whatever else the time that is Pacific. Race to 25, and then that will be the Virtual 9-Ball World Championship over, and all that's left is the current Cowboy one that's running. And I believe that the only scheduled match on the Cowboy World Championship now is my match on Tuesday night at 11 PM British Summer Time. VP Monster got a bye because that Yuri Master guy who was actually online there, who does play snooker, decided I think he wasn't interested in playing his match of Cowboy. So Monster got a bye. Anyway, I don't know what this is that we're actually watching. I know it's a 9-ball tournament, but I don't know whether it's just the two players that's in it. I have no clue, but I'm just about to find out. So this is when things happen, when I'm tabbing to try and go to the internal browser and pressing buttons. For some reason, the PC decides it wants to maybe shut down and restart. Right, so let's go to the calendar. And we'll see what the hell is this that we're actually got ourselves into here. This isn't the bar brawl because it's not a bar table that we're playing on. In fact, that's 5:30. What am I talking about? This is 9-ball deep pockets that we're actually in. So we will look and see what the bracket's showing. Oh, we've only got one first round match because the other guys have got a bye. So Interchange X is waiting on the winner of this one, and Brocky and Fast Eddie are playing. Fast Eddie's 2-1 up, so we'll stick with this and just let this run. Yeah, now that you're actually in the stream, Eddie, that message that you sent me about cryptocurrency type stuff, I have no clue what it's about. And I'm not going down that road at all. I have no idea what it's about, and I've not done this mem test thing either because I've no clue what that is either. And I mean, I know you make things sound super easy, but yeah, that's super easy when you know what it's all about and what's involved about it. When somebody like me who has never had any interest in any of that, it's completely new, then I don't want to go down that route at all. Anyway, as long as it holds out for the time being, using Marilla's action, we'll see how it goes. We've got one pocket slim, 3-1 in front, races to 5. Presume this was handicapped. I have no clue whether it's handicapped or not. I didn't read the tourney information, but it's shorter races to 5. And I'll do this. I mean, I'll do this for this tournament, and just to make sure things hold up for a little while, because I've still to go and get my dinner. I got home about what time did I get home at now? Was it after 1 o'clock? Just after 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I've had a nice bowl of soup, and that's all. I haven't had anything major, but I'm going to go and get my dinner before I do attempt to do the final, which I sent a message to Albinario last night just before I went to bed. I sent a message on Facebook, and then he replied saying that he'd accepted it. So I knew before I went to bed last night that we were going to have the match today, because, of course, if you've been on the stream the last day or two, you should be aware already that Cobra can't play any final during the week because he's working late this week. And 6 PM is a fair time for it to start, because you know, there's a potential for about 50 racks of 9-ball to be played tonight that might be possible. So it'll take a good 2.5 hours, just depending how things go. I don't think we'll have any connection issues between Albinari and Cobra, unlike Stub. And of course, if you haven't seen the matches from the stream that we did last night, we had, I'm trying to remember who the hell was playing, and now I've totally forgotten. Stub was playing Jose last night. We had 2 matches. They both started at 5 PM British Summer Time. I was scheduled to do the Tam Fast Eddie match, and then after having messaged Stub on Facebook, he suddenly then decides to accept Jose's proposal to play their match. That's unusual, isn't it? He was prepared to mess Jose around right down to the wire, and he eventually decided to accept it. So we had 2 matches running, and Jose was 2-0 up and looking pretty good, and then he started losing his way, and Stub got into it, and then some silly stuff happened. But Jose eventually fell over the line. There's that pattern there for the first time today. So the usual story. The 5-ball might go into the side, but it won't go into the corner, and it certainly won't go into the corner. It's not passing the 9-ball. And the 6-ball's in the way, so it won't go into the side either. It's right on that 9-ball. I mean, that you can't get any more than that as a touching ball in Virtual Pool 4. You can see there's like, that's not even a millimetre between the two of them. So they're going to be broken out now. Spectre Dawn on the hill, looking good in the 3-ball. He's going to have to draw this back for the 4 on the side. And usually Spectre Dawn's control is top drawer pretty much. Now you see that's just gone a bit heavier than he planned, but he'll probably end up taking this in the bottom corner now, and the cue ball just opens out for the 5. So I think we can safely say that this match is probably over. And there's the result through from the Fast Eddie match. I can't see who won it because I've got information on my screen here giving me the recording, the live stream time and all of that stuff. I'll just say well done to Fast Eddie. I'm assuming he won. I haven't a clue. All I can see is 5-1. Good afternoon to Cobra. This is just a test to see how long I can go without the PC rebooting. If it's anything to do with my streaming software, because I'm now using a different software. I've always had alternatives to fall back on if needs be. So Spectre Dawn with a 5-3 win. And as we saw in the bracket there, Spectre Dawn already has his opponent for the next round. And Interchange X is waiting there, so Fast Eddie is going to have a wait because he has to wait until Spectre Dawn has played the Interchange X match, so we'll be diving straight into that. We'll just get right in now, prior to both players arriving. I'm looking at the frame rate. We're getting a solid 60 FPS as expected. it's telling me that it is DirectX 9 that is in use, which is obviously an old version of DirectX, which Virtual Pool 4 uses. I mean, it's still using the DirectX that Virtual Pool 3 used. That shows you how old it is. I mean, there's games now. I mean, that Alaskan truck driving game, it's got an experimental version of DirectX 12, which my graphics card can use. So we've moved on leaps and bounds, but Virtual Pool, technology-wise, hasn't really moved on. Right, well, again, I presume it isn't a handicapped. Well, of course, the two of these are actually evenly matched. Looking at the ratings, I suppose I really should have went to the. You see, this is afternoon nap time as well. I'm about to fall asleep because I should be having a nap in front of the telly right now. But I thought, no, I need to do a bit of testing. Pretty good safe from Spectre Dawn, and it's I think there's a tight line to go off the short rail and bump the one, and inside the 3 ball. Is he trying to go behind the 3 ball to get it? No, he was trying to go. He needed to go just a wee bit wider of the 3 ball to get that hit in the one. So, well, many's the time a good safety is a far better option than trying to be a hero. And a bit of ducking and diving can get you the reward. This time it's Spectre Dawn that's done it. And he's going to have that a fairly simple looking 6-7 combo to deal with. Oh dear, well there you go. Mistakes do happen. So let's see how Interchange X handles it. I mean, Celeron, they're old processors, aren't they? Celeron. When I was selling computers and laptops, that was the processors that were going around at the time. I mean, that's, God knows, I mean, is that 20 years ago? That's definitely 20 years ago now. Intel Celeron. Goodness me. Well, this isn't ideal for the combo, but it was lined up pretty good. But he's going to have to, maybe, I don't know whether he wants to bank this or whether he wants to thin cut it. He's going to have to get the feather edge on that 6-ball. And he's played the bank. Oh, I think he's slightly hampered, or more than slightly hampered over that 9. Looks like it. Now he just wants to get out onto as straight a line as he can, and that's perfect. So first blood this time round for Interchange X. And he looks like just going down the centre line. But balls have gone in fact 3 at last count. And big problems ahead though. Good enough in the 1. Now, how does he... I mean, he's got an angle. He's got to go for the bump here. He's got a decent enough angle on this 1 to go to that rail and dig into the 8 and 2. Well, he had a go, didn't get there. Now can he get? I think he can. I think he can feather this 2 and come around and still try using that 7, and that's all right, I think. Or has he left a wee edge? I think he's left a feather edge, but that's not much good to Spectre Dawn because he's only going to bring that 2 into play if he catches enough of it. But even then, looking at that, it's so thin. I don't think he can really get anything good on that 2 ball very much at all. But there's another solution. That's a bloody great shot. Kick up and down, and that 2 ball went flush into the corner. Now, one interesting thing is that while this live stream's going on, I'm listening to my PC, and I can notice a difference straight away between using XSplit Gamecaster, the old Gamecaster, and Mirrorless Action. And the biggest difference I can notice is that my PC fan isn't kicking in as heavy as I hear it kicking in when XSplit Gamecaster was running. See, that's what I was saying. The problem is the XSplit Gamecaster's out of date, and with it not having any more support, the version I had was at least probably 5 or 6 versions out of date before they finally shut the place down. And Mirrorless Action sounds as if it's, by regards of what I'm hearing the PC doing, it's not putting as much stress on the PC from what I can hear. Because you can hear the fan kicking in every now and again when Gamecaster's running. But anyway, I'm just clutching at straws as to what the problem is. I have no idea. So 1 apiece. And 4 balls is gone. Now, you would want to sort of dig into this and nip across table, but the angle you got is too, it's steep that you're going to have to do that, because I don't think you've got really much alternative. And the problem is there's traffic in the way here, I think. 9 ball or 8 ball. But if you do that and get a bump like that, that is perfect. That's exactly what you wanted to do there. Either or go behind the 8 ball, but a bump right onto the 8 ball did no harm at all. Left him perfect there. Nice little angle again. It's all about angles. Angles, angles, angles. You must have angles. Straight in is no good if you're trying to run tables. You've always got to have an angle you can work with. Now, this is the wrong angle. I think he can still nip back and hold it, and he's avoided the 7. So, Spectre Dawn looks as if he's going to head to his customary place in the lead, that is. So, whoever's still watching, you can let me know what the playback quality looks like, what the game audio sounds like, and what the voice audio sounds like. Whether anything needs to be adjusted for later on today. I think Bill said it was okay. And I think the rest of you are falling asleep. Right, so what we got now, we're into rack 4. We've got the 6 ball down in the break. And 1 ball did go. And now, I think this is where you do a bit of ducking and diving here. He's just maybe trying to nip, is he trying to nip behind that 9 and 3? That would be a dirty little shot if he could actually do that, but maybe not. I don't think there was enough room. Well, there's a name in the room I've never heard of before, Pequinha. Yeah, he had the idea that he was trying to sneak behind that 3 and 9 there. I don't think there was enough room. Well, let's see if Interchange X can take full advantage. Well, the 9 ball will allow him to hold the cue ball there for the 4. But that's no good. He really should have come off that a bit more. This is now gone awkward. And he wants to bump past that 5 ball as well, because he wants to leave it in the same pocket. And now he should be good to go. So in just under 3 hours time, 2 hours 55 minutes, we'll be getting warmed up for that final. And having a quick look at the bracket, we'll find that it was Fast Eddie that got through in that match against Brocky. So he's waiting in the final. And the runner-up gets $70, the winner gets $140. So Interchange X, table at his mercy if he can get a good one. Well, 6 ball has gone in, 2 balls going to go next. And that bump off the 3 has set him up very nicely on the 1. And again, for a 2,300 rated player, he's got to be out. The only thing he has to be careful with is when he pots the 4, he wants to be coming away from the 5. So that, well, we'll find out in a minute, because the problem with the angle he'll have in the 5 is whether he's going towards the 7 or whether he's actually going to have to leave a higher cut in the 7. Now, he's going to probably just check this cue ball with a bit of right English so that he'll kill it to the rail and hold it there. And that'll do. So this looks the easiest shot in the world to get good in the 9. So he's coming down the left side or going up the left side as we look. Well, no, he isn't. Maybe the angle was a lot more than I thought. He was certainly checking it to stop it running around the angles. I thought he was actually going inside there. But the angle he had in the pot must have been a lot more. But anyway, he got there. Nine ball goes in. 7 ball goes in. 9 ball will come up. And this time, not quite a handy pot in the 1 that he's got here. Now, if he stuns this, he may well bump into the 8 and hold on a line for the 2. Just depends whether he wants to be as aggressive as that or whether he just wants to let the cue ball run behind the 8. But this is heading towards the corner pocket, this cue ball. Unless he does something. Yeah, that's why he ends up probably missing it as well. He had to just get into the cue ball to change the line of it there. So, Interchange X got himself in the lead. Now, Spectre Dawn can use that 3 ball to bump the 1 onto the 3. He doesn't want the 1 to get... Well, if the 1 goes into the pocket, he's still got a pot and a 2 into the side. But to me, this wouldn't be a bad shot. Just bump that 1 onto the 3, let the cue ball go onto the 9, and you've got a snooker. And if the 1 ball bumps off the 3 and goes in, you've got a pot and a 2. Well, he's obviously, he never saw that as an option, but I think it was quite a good option. But that's a good option, though. He's got the cover. Easy kick, though. Well, it's now wide open. How good is that? Well, that's perfect for the little roll through to the 3 ball. 3 ball just tracking down. And again, a nice angle on the 3 so he can go to the rail, come up, as long as he's up about this sort of distance here. Well, where's he going? Is he going up table to the corner pocket? Yeah. Well, this is one way of doing it. It's probably not the way I would have done it. I would have got up the table for this. But he's going to be heading over towards the side pocket. And now, again, dead weight or 2 rails, whichever he feels is going to be handy for him. So dead weight, but then he ends up missing it. So I think the commentator's choice was better because for one reason, he had loads of room to get up here and he had a margin of error this side when he was playing that 5 ball. And this time, the commentator's choice was a better idea, as it turned out to be. And interchange X is going to, well, provided he doesn't interfere with that side pocket off this 8 ball, he should be getting reasonably good in the 9. And that'll do. He'll be on the hill and breaking for the match. Didn't hear anything go. 7 balls looking around about if it was going to get there, but no joy. So this is the sort of situation that Spectre Dawn seems to sort of thrive on, where he's been given a chance. He's at last chance saloon. And, well, he's brought the 3 into play, albeit he's pushed it pretty much safe. Now, what does he do? I mean, he could be brave and try and kick it in. The 4 ball's handy where it is. He's trying to duck and dive. And he hasn't got the cover. Now, an interchange X could push this over to the other rail, but he'd be leaving a possible bank on. And he's got to make sure that Spectre Dawn can't... Well, that's going to go in. Oh, no, it hasn't. But look at the cue ball. Get out of that one. Well, he could kick it in, possibly. Not quite. But now, this is the seal the deal opportunity now for interchange X. Got to get out here. Table's sitting perfect. And the only critical shot is hampered by that 8 ball. It looks all too easy. So Interchange X has got to leave the cue ball short, I would think. Somewhere sort of round about here, so that he can leave the cut on the 5. He could try and get below the 8, but that's maybe not quite as handy. But he's erred on the safer option. This isn't quite the Albinario missed cut distance. It's a bit more flat and open, this pot. And he's got himself, again, the perfect angle in the 6 ball, where he can stun down past the side pocket or come over towards himself. He's got to get into it. He's almost there. Well, there you go. We have a final. Interchange X versus Fast Eddie after the 5-2 win against Spectre Dawn. With the room already up, we'll get ourselves right in there quick. Now here's a question. What the hell's happened to Fast Eddie? Well, he's in the lobby, and we would have to assume that if he's in front of his PC, he'll get the alarm to let him know the room's up. But an alarm's no good to anybody if you're not in front of the PC. I don't know whether Interchange X is trying to get a hold of his opponent here. But of course we've got the timeout, which is counting down at the moment for Fast Eddie to get into this room, or the match will forfeit, which is a bit of a shame. So clearly Fast Eddie's been called away, or something's distracted him. Oh no, well, he's arrived. So Interchange X on the right hand side. Final is a race to 5 still. Well, dry. The cap. The cue ball. We get on to that one ball, which pots. Problem is, look at where the 2 ball is though. Got to try and sneak around but the back of that 4 ball. And certainly the cue ball can get down this end of the table. That's perfect. That's a very good shot. Now needs that angle though, and he's got that as well. So this is a promising start, but the 3 ball does go past the 6, so that means that he's going to be messing with the 7 and 8 ball. And let's look at the angle. Yeah, he's got to avoid that 5, but he might end up running into the 8 ball here. There's a possibility of that, depending on what he intended in doing. Well, commentator's eye suggested he would run into the 8, but he'll accept that because he couldn't have probably played that any better on where he's finished in the 3 ball. But he's just looking around to get his bearings. That way you've not made a mistake and forgotten about another ball that's on the table. And so that you know exactly where you're going before you make the move. Now he doesn't want this to be straight. He wants to, and that'll do because he can pot this, run forward and come down the left hand side. He could end up bumping into the 8, but he's gone tighter to the rail. In fact, he could have probably come up a wee bit more, but that's still workable. Now he's just got to make a choice whether he's playing for this 7 ball in the side pocket or whether he's just going to come around off the 2 rails and play the 6 into the corner. So it looks as if it might be the side pocket. And that 8 ball will begin into the top right hand corner pocket. So, good start for interchange X. Now that might be dry. It certainly is. Now here's a table that Fast Eddie can deal with, but the 1 and the 2 ball will give him them. But he may well have to come across into the gap near the 4 and 8 ball here for this 2 ball. I don't know that he wants to be trying to baby this in. He could come across the right side, and that's what he's trying to do. And he's got the 1 ball wiping at his feet, but it's gone in, and he's good. That's pretty spot on where he was wanting to be there with the cue ball. Now the tricky one is the 4 ball. Where is it going to go? Because I think if we look, you could certainly play for the 4-6 combo. That wouldn't be that much of a problem. But other than that, you've got to get really into a tight area to get that 4 ball. So I think now that where he's finished though, he's got a really high cut in the 3. This is not exactly where he wanted to be. And now he's bumped to 4. It needs to bump the rail. Well, he can give this a thin cut. Cue ball's going to be going up and down like a yo-yo here. But certainly if he comes off the top rail, down to the bottom rail and back up the table and gets the pace at a reasonable enough. Well, oh, wait a minute. Well, a wee bit more weight and that he'd have potted the 9. Now this, I think, is certainly a thin cut. And he's got to watch the line of the cue ball, because if he just lets this, well, hang on a minute, he's going to fluke the 9. There you go. That was all in the plan, putting that 9 ball there. So 1 apiece. And looks very dry again. So I will be finishing off this test stream once this match is finished, and then I'll be going to get my dinner to be back in time for our virtual 9-ball World Championship final at 6 PM tonight, British summertime. 1 PM if you're east side of the States. 10 AM if you're west side, Pacific side. Now, Interchange X has got that all wrong. I don't know whether he was checking the cue ball up there or not, because I never looked at his Q-tip position, but he overcut that 9 by quite a margin, that by ball by quite a margin. And that's very often sometimes why a missed pot looks a lot worse than it is. You know, when the player starts putting various types of English in the cue ball on a pot that might not be that difficult, but the difficult part of it is the fact that you're playing a pot with varying different levels of English in the cue ball. And that then can obviously put it offline. So Eddie's got the lead. He got the break. Yeah, he's got a couple of balls. And he's going to have to dig out a very good pot to stay at the table here. But I'll tell you what, it ain't going to be much of a pot. That's tight, that. He could try cutting the one out. I mean, whatever he does here, it's tough. That's all I'm going to say. Well, oh, look at the way this has ended up. Well, he's clipped the 7, it's gone in. The cue ball's come over, bumped to 1, it's gone in. And now he can barely see an edge of the 2 ball. Well, that was the old heave-ho, hit it and hope. And Interchange X has a very good table now. Square this match. Well, the strange thing last night was that I had two restarts of the computer of about 30 minutes, and then the other 2 hours was fine, which is weird. At the moment, we've been live streaming for 52 minutes and 25 seconds, trouble free. And for get memtest, you have to create boot. Oh, see, this is where we're getting into. We're getting into areas I'm not even going to go near. Well, this is the make or break shot as far as I'm concerned. Again, probably got to err on the cautious side and leave this the big high bedhead cut from somewhere around the 7 ball. Yeah, I mean, this PC's not going to a shop. This PC's going to the skip at some point in the future. I mean, the only reason I'm still using the PC at the moment is it gets me by. If something major happened to it, then that's definitely kaput. If something major goes wrong with it right at this moment in time, it wouldn't be handy. Because then I would need a new one, and I'm in no position at this present time to be buying a new computer. And I won't be for quite a bit of time either. Because I've got quite a big bit of debt to get rid of on a big repair I had done to my car. So you've got to get your priorities right, and the car's the more important priority to get to work. If I don't have the car, I don't get to work. So Interchange X breaks off in rack number 6, but he's come up dry again. And Eddie's, well, he's got a choice. I mean, the push out is no good, to be honest with you, because if he pushed out to the top end of the table, that one ball's going to get tucked away and he's going to be in trouble. If he's going to play the one ball, then it's going to be difficult to keep this safe. Eddie's just running the cue ball here and running the one ball and hoping a bit, and he's ended up fluking the 3 ball. Would you believe it? And would you also believe this? He's actually on the 1 as well. I mean, the 1 will get off the 2, or he could find the angle for the cut. I think he's looking to maybe bump the 1 off the 2. Oh, it hasn't caught it. He missed the target. I don't know whether he was trying to pot the 1 clean or whether he was trying to use the 2 there, but it ended up going straight down the middle and not getting there. Well, Fast Eddie's been given a free go here with ball in hand. Interchange X missed a hit. I think I'll go off and have a half an hour nap and then get my dinner, because I am absolutely semi-conscious at the moment. Breaking with my afternoon tradition of having something to eat and then falling asleep. Just get into the gap past the 8 ball. Now again with this shot, it's the cut. And then of course it's the pace and the cue ball. The pace is to go off the long rail on the left, across to the right and back into the table, and that looks pretty good to me. So this again, pocket weight to get the 7 ball in, run forward to the rail and back out, you would suggest would be a good enough shape on this 8 ball. That's perfect. That's exactly where you want to be. Well, we could have a thriller final rack for 3 apiece. Six and 3 ball into the right side pocket. That cue ball's going to be blocked off by the 4. And you would also think that this is going to be a 1 ball decider. Whoever gets that 1 ball is going to be a hot favourite to get out. The table's sitting not too bad. Well, this is ambitious from Fast Eddie. But I'll tell you something. He was spot on, and not only has he got the jump, got the hit and got the pot, he's got himself pretty good on this too. Very good shot. And the 4 ball, I'm sure, goes past the 9 if he's over on the right hand side. Yeah, he's got a clean pot in the 4 that way, but the angle he's got in the 2 is pretty straight. So let's see if he can judge the pace in this, because I think he's just trying to draw back. He might overdo it and end up playing the 4 into the side, you never know, and past that 7. Well, he's sort of, he's not quite got there in either direction. He's left it in the 50-yard line. But he does have a pot. Problem is the cue balls wanting to hit that 9 ball here, and that could scupper his chances of getting decent in the 5. Well, he's right round the back of that 9. How's the legs on this cue ball? Well, that's not bad. I mean, it's better than nothing at all. 7 ball goes past the 9, so there isn't a problem with finding a pocket for the 7 ball. Oh dear. Big miss from Eddie. Got himself plumb perfect on the 7, but got to get the pot though. Likewise for interchange X, this isn't handed on a plate to him. I mean, this is a blind pocket cut, but he's got it clean as a whistle. 7 ball up top, probably just roll through a tad, I would imagine, for the 8 ball into the bottom right. So interchange X looks very likely he's going to be the one breaking for the match. 8 ball thought about it, but this is definitely dry. And Fast Eddie coming to the table has got to head for the long grass. He can use that 3 ball to hold the 1, and he can get a bit of spin in the cue ball, get around the angles and head up towards that 4 and 8. That's where he wants to go. And he can run this cue ball at a fair pace if he wants to make sure he's getting up there. Well, I don't think he got the hit particularly good there, because he should have been coming in at a steeper angle. So he was going, avoiding going the line that he took. He should have been coming more towards the 2 ball off the 2 rails and heading up to that 4 and 8 ball. But at the end of the day, he still left it reasonably safe, unless Interchange X fancies having a go at the bank. But he's got the right idea in mind. Now, there's what I'm talking about. Getting the cue ball nearer the 2 is a better line, and that's not a bad result. Oh, that was so close. That was so close. I mean, I wonder why that 1 ball didn't go in. It did everything but go in. Now, this is going to have to be a manufactured combo of some description. Possibly he's going to be hooked here. It's going to be an even bigger shot. This is going to be a jump shot 2, 4, 8 combo. What a shot this will be. A jump shot 2, 4, 8 combo, and he didn't quite get it. Oh, look at the 9. He almost fluked the 9. Goodness me. Well, Eddie's got the cut onto the 8. Is he playing the billiard onto the 8? I'm no so certain that this is the wisest move in the world. And the commentator's eye, don't say I didn't warn him. And that's a disaster from Fast Eddie. And he's took the words out of my mouth. So there you go, game, set and match, ball in hand, combo in the 9, and it is a 5-3 win for Interchange X in the 9 ball at the deep pocket. So we've been running for exactly 1 hour and 5 minutes, and that's good enough as a test for the time being. And what the plan is now is we'll be back in just under, what time is it? It's 3:45, or just short of 4:45, so we'll be back in plenty of time for the 1800 hours kickoff in the Virtual 9 Ball World Championship final. Because if I go to, if I can get to the home page, that is, there we go. If I go here, we'll just get final confirmation that that's not the one I want. That's the one I want. We can see that it's confirmed for 6 o'clock tonight. We have Albinario and Cobra, both multiple world champions. Cobra having sent Albinario to the 1-loss side. Albinario battling back to get to the final. We've got a race to 25 at 6 o'clock tonight, so I hope you can be there, and I hope I can stream this with relatively few problems, but we will see. So until we meet then, thanks for joining us, and I'll bid you good afternoon.